Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. It's auction aftermath time once again. This was for auction Saturday, the 18th of January. And what a day that was again. The auction room, gotta say, wasn't as busy this week. Maybe the stuff wasn't there for the people. It was still relatively busy. Tool room brought lots of interest this week. A lot of the electronics brought lots of interest, as did the front table. And there were some really good numbers in the room. There was lots of bargains to be had as well, though. We've done a few things this week. We've put a new auction online. There's going to be the viewing for the ephemera auction this coming Friday, along with the general sale for next week. So we're going to be doing another video shortly after this one, actually, to look at that. So if you do want to see that one, do look out for it. It'll be on our YouTube page, YouTube video library at some point today, hopefully. So, without further ado, let's have a look and see what we actually did at the auction yesterday. Well, now I've got to remember to set this up. There we go. So there you go. We started off early doors with Furbies, and Furbies that have been doing really well in the auction room lately were doing not so well yesterday. These were just like a few pounds each. So anyone that was looking for a Furby that looked like that or looked like that, then you maybe got a cheaper one. But of course, remember, when it comes to Furbies, this is the education side of things. The older ones are the better ones. Some of them were limited edition, so there are rare ones, there are non-rare ones. So don't get caught out thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to go and buy a Furby because I'm going to let loads of money. It's not always going to be the case. This one here was potentially a Murano fish. Unusual design, this one, where it's standing up like that. That did a few pounds, but again, nothing too much. On the early shelves, there was nothing much that was really sort of outstanding, but this was the time to grab your bargains. This is the time, if you're doing challenges or if you're just trying to earn a few quid, these are the bits and bobs that you can pick up, decorative, modern items that you can just, you know, sell on. And when you look round the clocks, I mean, one or two of the clocks were okay. I thought this was cheap, the sun clock. These are ever popular sort of mid-century retro 1960s, 1970s pieces there that can sell quite well if you do them up a little bit. Cookie clock, that did a few pounds from what I remember. And these here, not everybody recognised that these were baby scales. Okay, so back in the day when mums used to go to the maternity place in Cleethorpes, it was on Beacon Hill, they would weigh your baby and they'd weigh them on these. None of this digital stuff. It was just all old-fashioned, and that's how it was done back in the day. We also did, I'd say, there was lots of videos and CDs in this week, and they all seemed to do quite well. The little pots and things like that, you know, kind of struggle. Thought that might have done a little bit more. That was a cheap lot. Really nice design clock, been made with all the caps off bottles and stuff like that. So, you know, another nice piece, that one. Sat navs, steer away from them, guys. They're struggling these days. Everyone's got them on the phone. Everyone's got them built in the cars. So when it comes to sat navs these days, you know, they're not so hot anymore, really. Let me just see if I can alter that. That's better. Yeah, so let's have a look what we've got here then. What else was there? There was the annoying little thing. Oh, that there, Girls World, of course. Girls World. Back in the 70s and 80s, this was a nice thing that people enjoyed playing with, little girls and that. They always wanted a Girls World so they could do the hair and makeup and whatever else that they used to do back in the day. And then we came down here, lots of CDs. Clocks again. Clocks did quite well. That one, there was a bit of a battle on in the room for that one. That was quite a nice clock. Look at the design. It's an electric one, I believe, this one. And so it probably been sat on top of a fireplace years ago. But the design is unusual. That's why there was interest for it, because people were looking at that one and thinking, well, this is just a little bit different. Okay, so then also, the one next to it as well, bit of a battle on for that one as well. Even though there's a couple of bits missing, maybe the dome on these, not many of these survived. So when them domes come up, sometimes they make a few bob. Piles of laptops and things are selling okay. Lots of diecast in the room this week, lots and lots of it, and there was a bit of a battle on for it. A new bidder had come into the room and was bidding that up as well, so he was getting the bits he wanted. That was a little bit disappointing, that one. I quite like that. A nice old sort of suitcase picnic set, probably 1950s. I thought it was a nice thing, but didn't make much money. So again, but another bargain to be had for somebody where they can make a few pounds on it. Then got onto the wooden boxes. Some of the wooden boxes did okay. And then this one here, this one certainly did a few quid. And basically all it is old parts of really old, maybe even antique tin plate toys, wind-up ones and that. So really a spares or repairs box, but I think it still did 40 odd quid, something like that. But again, if you're looking for those bits, where are you going to find them elsewhere? It's one of those. You're not going to find this stuff anymore. Apart from, of course, maybe in an auction room. The canteen and cutlery, again, that was quite a cheap lot considering how nice it looks. You know, some of the, maybe there's one or two spoons missing. I don't know. It's one of those, again, that you sort of look at and think, you know, that probably should have done a few more quid. Then we got onto sort of Eddie Stobart's backyard, and all of this, the diecast stuff was selling well. You know, there is big collectors markets for this, for the right stuff. Don't get too caught up in buying lots and lots of it and thinking you're always going to make money, because there are particular things that people are looking for. So research is always the answer on that one. Then we came on to the magnificent collection of Ladro, and there's one piece of Neo in there as well. And this stuff is, even though week on week you'll hear me talk on these videos that Neo and Ladro is a hard sell these days, these were quite special pieces. When you looked at them, the pieces here, the jazz band, I'd never even seen that one before. So when you looked at these Ladro pieces, these were ones that were a bit special, and they were making a few quid. They were sort of doing anywhere from sort of 10 to 60 odd pound a piece, and these were selling well because look at them. They're decorative, they're nice. They're not the usual cheaper pieces of Ladro that you find. In fact, if I just move on, that one was unusual. I'd never seen that before. Girl with a turkey. I mean, who thought of that one? Who thought of that one when there's designing it, that we're going to have a girl with a turkey? And then there's a mate look of a lamb, and obviously the farmer girls. And there's the Asian girls, and then that one there is trying to kiss her. And then we moved on to a bit of Colport, the Dalton Jester, I believe it was, and then some of these larger pieces of Ladro as well. And then my favourite piece, which is coming up, which is this one, lot number 270. This was the one that they battled out for. I think this was over £60. The hunting scene with the beagles and everything, just a really nice Ladro piece. Again, I'd never seen that one, so just by that mere fact that I'd not seen it, and we sell a lot of stuff, tells a story. John Wayne was selling well yesterday. There was a few John Wayne bits. There was that one there. There you go, John Wayne there. And then when you came down here, there was another one of him there, and another one next to him, look, right there. John Wayne, a few John Wayne collectors in, it seems, this week. So either that or there's worth a few quid. Who knows? People had clearly done the research on them. As we came down the rest of the stuff here, you can see we got onto silver chimes again. I'll tell anybody that listens, buy small pieces of silver, clean them up, put them in the auction. They do well. And this was doing well yesterday. Again, these small silver chimes, the Eagle Claw, they was doing sort of £7 and £8 and stuff like that. But when you consider there's only a couple of quid or £3 in silver in them, you know, £7 and £8 is a very, very good return. Dusty bin there. So again, small piece of silver, look out for them, get them cleaned up, get them in the auction. The watches was a mixed bag, so some of the stuff did well, some of it didn't. The RAOB, the Buffalo's medals, they were silver, they did okay, 30 odd pounds from what I remember. Then we got onto sort of the nicer pieces of gold. That was a 14 karat gold ring. I think that did 200 and I want to say £260, £265, something like that. And then this one here was a 9 karat gold ring, a little bit of a battle on for that one. Then that little small diamond ring, small diamond signet ring, another signet ring. These have all got gold content, so of course they were doing a few quid because people always pay up for the gold anyway. So they all did okay. A bit of a battle on for that watch there as well. And then we come on to these, which was the old sort of Triang push along toys, which again, you know, this one here, I don't mind telling you, I bought that one because I love the look of it. Even though it was so worn and old, you know, somebody will look at that and maybe want to buy that to look after it and do it up or whatever they're going to do. So I'll probably stick that one in the challenge or something. Anyway, as we come down here, we went through the middle of the room, walking sticks, rugs, dartboards, that sort of thing. Then we got onto the back. Well, here it is. That's the piece that we featured in our video this week of auction finds, which was the Billbird A valve amplifier, what a beauty it was as well. There was a bit of risk involved when you buy these sort of things. Will the power up? Won't the power up? Does it need cleaning up? Does it need a service? So all them things that we covered off in this week's video. But it made, I think it was £380 that one made. But they are a lot of money to buy if they're working okay. So just always take that into consideration. Don't get too excited again seeing things that potentially are worth money unless you know they're worth money. We got into all the electrics, and some of the NAD stuff was doing okay. Speakers sold all right. All of the small bits of electrical were selling well. Once again, there they are, the bags of teddies. Look at them all. Every single bag sold again. Can't quite believe how well these teddies are doing recently, but it's good. Somebody's obviously found a niche there to take all these bags of teddies, split them up, sell them, do whatever they're doing, and they're clearly making money because they're coming back. People are buying them all the time. Harry Potter books, Ladybird books, as always, selling, no problems there, and one or two bits that were like these things were making a few quid. Now the one in the middle seemed to make more than all the rest. We don't know, and this happens a lot in the auction. We had it yesterday with a pair of chairs as well. Two green chairs with footstools, very similar. One did 50 odd quid, one did 20 odd quid. I don't get it, but clearly people are seeing something. They make it. You as buyers are spending more time looking at it than what we are. That we won't have time to go every item in as much detail as what you guys do. We got into the back room. Onto the back shelves now. We're selling all the wicker wares and things. They did okay, and there was of course film projectors. That was cheap. I think that was £4, £5, something like that. Again. That's a sure £20-25 online. Again, making good money for the person that's bought that one. And then you come down here, we had record decks. These things, if you ever see these kicking about, everybody, old wooden filing drawers and that, always pick them up. If they're the right money in the charity shops on the boot sales and that, pick them up. These are a sure way to make money. They always sell for good money in the auction room, and I think that one did quite well yesterday. So again, another one to look out for. Things that always be looking out for things that if you study in your local auction room, you might be able to find things that you can sell in auction that you're going to make money on. All of the crafting stuff sold okay, as it always does. There's a nice angle poised lamp down there as well. That one sold all right as well. Even though it was a little bit battered at the bottom, it is a relatively good one, nice old one as well. So they're the ones that people are looking for. And again, a little bit of care and attention, TLC with it, and you're going to make some money. Back room, pictures. Pictures are pictures. They'll either sell or they won't. As you came around here and look, there's bits of cutlery and stuff that sold, and the mixed boxes were doing what mixed boxes do. Some were making really good money, some weren't, and it's all about what people see in there. The Kilner jars there, again, there's another one that always sells well. Kilner jars. People like to store things. People like storage jars. They like storage containers. We then went on to a run of CDs and books, and again, they all did fair money this week. They were doing okay. We then goes into the back room, and there was a bit of a fight on for this one there. That did a few pounds, and then we came in, and then we started hitting these magnificent tools. And there was money in the room for the tools this week because people were recognising that you can either save money or make money by buying these things. Even that extension reel that made £18, and some people think that's a lot of money for an extension reel. Go and look at the price of them in the shops. They're an absolute fortune now. Nothing is cheap anymore. That did a few quid as well. 20 odd quid. That again, probably cheaper than you can buy it in the shops, but it is like new. Various electrical tools and various precision tools and stuff. I'm not qualified enough to talk to you about tools. Everyone knows that at Prestige, but the stuff finds its price. That one did okay as well. Bit of a battle on, few hands up for that one because it's a nice pressure hose and they're probably quite expensive to buy. As we come down here, there was more and more tools. I mean, I could talk about tools all day, but I really don't understand what the value is to certain items, but people do. So people bid them up accordingly. But on saying that, one or two people were telling me after the sale they was quite pleased at some of the items they got, the prices they got them at. So ultimately, you know, people were happy that they were making money on them. As we came down here, we got onto the kids' bikes. Kids' bikes sold well this week. There was somebody in trying to buy all the bikes. They've obviously got a market for it, but kids' bikes at £5 and £6 is still cheap. You know, and then one or two of the mountain bikes there making 10s, 15s, £20, whatever. You know, there's money to be made. These were nice. I mean, I did go on about these a little bit in the auction yesterday. These chimney pots, look at the size of them. If you think that's a standard deck chair there, they were the same size as that. To get chimney pots in that condition of that age is unusual, especially when there's two of them. They made £42 each. I'm not going to lie, I thought they would have made a bit more, but £42 seems fair money. It looks like the market's not as hot for them as it used to be, so they did what they did. There was plenty of people in bidding. The garden pots and things, varying conditions, so various prices again. And then the ropes. I mean, this rope, I can only imagine how much that rope would cost you. I think it would cost, it's proper ship rope, that. It would cost a lot of money. I think that one made about £110, something like that. Again, I think it was cheap. I think for the right person, that was cheap money. And then these pieces did well. These the sundial, I think there's a sundial followed by a bird bath, and they did okay. Then we moved on to acros and things. Again, all the different kind of things that you can find in auction rooms each week. The little Duplo train set, that did okay there. That did 40 odd quid, I want to say. That didn't do much money. I expected it to do more. Then we moved on to the canes, and then more canes. They all sold. And then we moved on to the Royal Crown Derby. That sold. And then we had some tools, of course. And these tools here were doing, you know, the chisels there made a few bob. And then I think if we move on a bit, there we go. These ones here, these were the nice planes. Both of these did over £100 each, which, again, quality items. But whoever bought those, if they are reselling them, there's still money in them, so there's still a profit to be made. There was more quality tools against why they made the front table. Stop people messing about with them so much. And then was these boxes of planes, and then the Warhammer stuff down there, you know, and the books as well. That did, I think I want to say it did 40-50 quid, something like that. And then these lamps at the back, the spotlights, they did all right as well. Again, very good quality items. Quality shines through, so to speak, with a light. And then the Commodore stuff, all the Commodore 64 stuff sold well. We had a good fridge freezer in there this week that did £100. And I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of furniture to talk of this week, which always suits me, because furniture can be tricky. It can be tricky to sell. That's why so many people can get bargains in the auction room, because these are the chairs I was talking about earlier. You know, there wasn't a lot to choose between them, but one did 20 odd quid, one did 50 odd quid. So you do get this quite a lot, where you look and it doesn't make sense on the book, because you're thinking, well, why have they bid all the money on that? That suite did 80 odd pounds, I think, something like that. So that was, you know, a nice suite. Is it that one, or was it another one? It was, sorry, I apologise. It's that one that did 80 odd pounds there, that 3-piece suite. Again, you know, people are looking for items probably to buy for themselves there. We had a few mid-century bits in as well. And then we ended up on a plant stand at the end of the auction, which was made a few pounds as well. So there you go. Overall, a very good auction once again. Was quite happy. People have been clearing the stuff out. It's Sunday morning now. People are, it's quite busy in the auction room. People collecting the items. We need to get it empty, ready to fill it up again for you next week. And what a great auction we've got. Of course, look out on YouTube this week for, maybe today even, I'm going to be putting out the auction, ephemera auction video to talk about the items in there, to see what there is for sale. And I think that's a good one. People are already bidding on that, and there's quite a lot of bids on it already. There's some quite interesting sections on that one, including one hell of a set of Pokemon cards as well. So there you go. As always, thank you ever so much for watching. If you did enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, and of course, if you could, hit that subscribe button, because it does help out our channel a lot. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe on YouTube, it only costs if you become a member. remember, hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the notification bell as well, it will tell you when we're putting out new content. So anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you all very soon at the auction.